ruff, 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 ruff. I've got a dog called Scruff. Ruff, 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 ruff. My little dog called Scruff. He loves to laugh and he loves to sing. Loves to dance and he loves to swim. Loves to do most anything. That's my dog called Scruff.
The Dragon Who Farted Fire. A Scruff the Dog Story, written by David Joost and illustrated by Joe Diaz. Scruff is a very clever dog and was sitting in the library reading the paper when he noticed a dragon with a pile of books. Nothing unusual in that, except you don't see many dragons these days, especially in a library. Carrying a pile of books and looking sad? Dragons are pretty rare. The last one Scruff had seen was in a movie, when he went to the movies with Scotty and Lulu. Scruff wondered why a dragon would be in the library reading books. "Excuse me, why are you in the library looking so sad and reading books?" Scruff asked the dragon. "I have never seen a dragon in the library before." "Oh, it's a long story," replied the dragon sadly. "That's okay. I have time. Tell me about it," said Scruff gently. "My name is James Cobblepot, and I'm a famous actor. You may have seen me in films. I have appeared in many classics, sometimes as a friendly dragon and sometimes as a scary dragon. In some movies, I chase knights of old or pretend to eat a princess. In other movies, I have strange magical powers," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. "Sometimes I live in the mountains or in a cave. Sometimes I live in a town or a castle," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. "Film directors like me because I can change colour and breathe fire," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon sadly. "Wow, that's amazing," said Scruff excitedly. But James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, still looked very sad. "What's the problem? Why are you so sad?" asked Scruff. "As James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, I can change colour and I used to be able to breathe fire from my nose," said the dragon sadly. "My problem is serious. I cannot breathe fire anymore." "This is very serious and a little embarrassing," continued James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. "Instead of breathing fire, I now fart fire from my bottom. I know that it is very funny, but the filmmakers want me to breathe fire and not fart fire. They want me to be scary and not funny," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. Scruff fell over laughing. "Oh dear, is that why you were in the library looking for a cure?" asked Scruff. "I am James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, and I cannot breathe fire through my nose. Can you help me get better?" "Yes, of course," said Scruff eagerly. "Doctors cannot help me. Witches just laugh when I tell them my problem. I have even spoken to the fairies, but they cannot help," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. There must be a book on how to cure a dragon that farts fire. Let's see what we can find in the library," said Scruff. Together they searched all the books in the library, but they just could not find a cure for a dragon who farts fire. "I have an idea," said Scruff. "My friend, Tatty the bird, has travelled the world. He may be able to help you." "Thank you, Scruff. Can we go and see him now? I need to go outside quickly," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, as there was a loud rumble in his tummy. No sooner as Scruff and James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, stepped outside, there was a huge rumble and a nasty smelly sniff, and a burst of flames from the bottom of James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. "Oh dear, please excuse me. This is most embarrassing," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, who put on some sunglasses and changed colour as a way of disguise. They hopped onto their motorbikes and headed over to the house of Tatty the bird. James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, changed colour again. Tatty came out to say hello, just as James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, farted fire and blew himself up in the air. "Phew, what is that nasty niff?" asked Tatty. "It's the fire-farting dragon," explained Scruff. "I wonder if you know how to help him. James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, cannot breathe fire. He just farts fire now. When he comes back down, I will ask him what he is eating," said Tatty. "I'm sure it's probably his diet that's causing the nasty niff and fiery farts." James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, landed, and Tatty asked him about his favourite foods. "Ah, that's easy. Pizza, burgers and ice cream," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, rubbing his belly and changing colour as he spoke. "And of course I like fries with all of that," said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. "How about your vegetables?" inquired Tatty. Well, I have not been eating vegetables for some time, as the last movie I starred in wanted me to be a big fat dragon. They wanted me to look like I eat all the animals and all of the knights of old in the castle. They asked me to put on weight. Since then I have not eaten any vegetables, explained James Cobblepot, the famous dragon. That's the answer, said Tatty excitedly. You need to eat more vegetables, especially stinky garlic. They all burst out laughing, and James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, farted fire and shot back up into the air like a rocket. Thank you, Tatty. Thank you, Scruff, for all your help. Let me take you out to dinner and we can order some vegetables and lots of garlic, said James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, gratefully. The next day, James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, was able to breathe fire from his nose, and he was very, very happy. Scruff and Tatty remained very, very good friends with the only dragon in the world that can change colour and breathe fire from his nose. Of course, James Cobblepot, the famous dragon, can still fart fire. That's a skill we would all like to have, isn't it? Stay tuned for more videos from Scruff the Dog. I'd just like to thank the team. Catering advisor is Megan Bacon. Scruff's jokes were written by Mr. Terry Bull. Scruff's personal trainer, Mr. Roland Butter. Scruff's stunt double by Luke Out. Scruff's fitness coach, UB Quick. Parachute instructor, S. Platt. Scruff's own newspaper. Sponsorship from The Daily Wag. The Daily Wag lead reporter, I'm a Flea. Video production, Giss a Bone. Editor, IP Daily. Costumes supplied by Scratch and Sniff and Polyester. Don't miss out. Please subscribe for more videos from Scruff the Dog.